Oh, hey there. No, I got my thing, so just.
We'll call the meeting to order at this time. We do have a quorum and it's 3 o'clock, so I don't want to keep everybody out any longer than we have to. I know Welling has dinner coming up, so anyway, we, oh, okay. Anyway, we do have a quorum. What we need now is an approval of the agenda. If you've had an opportunity to look at it, take a motion for that.
Welling Clark, El Paso County, recommend to approve the agenda as submitted.
Gary Sugar at large, second.
Okay, we've had a motion and a second. Any additional comments on the agenda? Hearing none, we will move on. We have an agenda.
Need a vote.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, hearing none. Okay, now it's approved. Okay, have you had an opportunity to look at the minutes? If so, we'll take a motion to approve those.
Chuck Theobald, City of Colorado Springs, move to approve the consent agenda.
The minutes. We just did the consent.
No, we did the agenda. The consent items only include the minutes right now. So if I'm moving to approve
Okay,
the consent
okay,
agenda,
gotcha.
sorry, don't mean to be pedantic.
And
Welling Clark, El Paso County, second.
And hopefully we get this together pretty soon, in my case. Any other comments, questions? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the consent is accepted. Tom, do you have any public comments online? And I see no audience, so I'm taking it we have no public comments.
Hey, Ed, before we continue, would you
Yes,
like
sir.
to go around and do introductions?
Yes. And we'll go ahead and start with you, Josh.
Okay. Hi, I'm Josh Squires, transportation planner here at PPACG.
I'm Lisa Gagnon. I'm the transit planner here at PPACG.
Jared Berner, public policy and communications manager at PPACG.
Cheryl Richards, the office manager for PPACG.
And Ed Dills, I currently represent RAMA and attempting to chair today.
Gary Sugar at large.
Chuck Theobald, City of Colorado Springs.
Welling Clark, representing El Paso County.
Andy Boyer at large.
Leah Janelle representing Hey Neighbor.
And Candy and Leah, since you're new, if there's anything you'd like to add, you're more than welcome to. Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks for reminding me, Josh. And I think now we're moving on to action items. Are one of you Danelle today?
I am Danelle today, but before we go on, do you want to do the introductions to the people online? Just so we have the members.
Yes, and I don't see them on my screen, so I'm.
Just 1 second.
Okay. Kathy, we'll start with you online to introduce yourself.
Kathy Heisey, representing Calhan, and welcome to the new members.
Okay, Teresa, I think you're next.
Teresa Cheek at large. I also welcome the new members.
And Summer.
Hi, I'm Summer Earthsong representing the city of Fountain. Also a guest today is Shayla Frazier. She's my coworker and has been put forth as my replacement on this committee, although not confirmed by our city council yet.
And the gentleman keeping us going is Tom back there, if you want to introduce yourself. No, okay. Okay, anyway, that's Tom. And I believe we have John Hall online and Kevin Clark. Kevin, are you where you can speak or? I think not. So, okay, now we can move on, Lisa.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I am not Danelle Miller. She's currently on a cruise, so I am taking her spot. So we are going to talk about the public participation plan and getting approval to move to the board for release for public comment. This would be a 45 public comment period. This is the same plan that you have seen. Additionally, the past few months, there have been some slight clarifications in the language. We showed this plan to the FHWA, the Federal Highways Administration, and they just had a couple clarification questions on the public comment. So if a member from the public made a comment, what is the process? So we explained in the plan that we would take it back to the committees and discuss it if it's substantial. And then additionally, could the public make comment after the period is over? And we explained that yes, the public can make a comment to any staff member at any time. Then again, if it is substantial, we will bring it through the committees. So we just changed that language within the plan. But right now we are asking just for approval to push it to the board so we can release it for a 45-day public comment period. And then the plan will come back through the committees with the public comments and to get approval again for adoption. This plan was taken to the TAC last week and it was approved to the TAC with no further questions or comments. So again, just looking for approval for release for public comment.
For us to send it to the board for them.
Yep, for a send to the board.
And out of curiosity, after all of that's done, is the process, are you looking around September for final approval or?
I would say yes, by around the September, October, just how the committees will line up. So again, go through the TAC, the CAC, and the board.
Okay.
So it'll be, yep, in the fall.
Okay. Does anyone present have any questions or comments? We've been through this before, but she's moving on. Okay. Anybody online? And I'm seeing none. So at this time, we entertain a motion to move this forward to the board so they can vote.
Welling Clark, El Paso County, motion to approve this and submit it to the board for public comment.
Second.
Kathy Heisey, Callahan, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any additional questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor of moving it forward to the board, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, thank you, Lisa. That's for Danelle. Okay, Josh, are you doing the next one or is
I think I'm also doing the next one.
you're doing the next one? Okay.
Yep, it's the Title VI and the Limited English Proficiency Plans for adoption. So this is the same plan from last month, so there's been no changes. These plans do not have to go to public comment. These are internal plans. No public comment is necessary, and just approval for the board. They have been also approved by the TAC last week, and we are just an overview that there was some language that was changed for clarity. The maps were changed for current census data, and same thing with both plans, the Title VI and the LEP. So again, we're just looking for adoption. There have been no changes since last month, and I can take any questions right now.
Welling, did you have a question?
Welling Clark, El Paso County. Yes, actually more of an observation, and I did touch base with the staff before this meeting. And I was looking specifically, I looked at the Air Force Academy. And can you bring up page 45? That'll have the map of the Air Force Academy. And there's actually, that makes up 2 of the census data tracks. And the one that really kind of stuck out to me was on page 50. Just keep in mind where the academy is. And I see a area where 30% of the population, the Air Force Academy, income is below poverty level by census tract. And then following on that, page 52, demographic index is minorities and poverty. And then on page 55, I was looking, I'm seeing the same census tract showing more than double the region with no vehicles. And as a former military person and knowing the academy grounds very well, that you have to almost have a vehicle to get around, and that most of the population is in the southwest section of that. That raised a question about the accuracy of the census. And in discussion, I just bring this up for everyone. I bring it, this discussion up was, you know, what is the actual absolute numbers? Are we looking at 10 people? In other precinct or census tracts, we're seeing 2,000. So this would lead me to question, in some cases, the accuracy of how the census data is tabulated from the standpoint of absolute values vice percentages. And I know that PPACG is using that data and trusting that data. But I just wanted to let everybody know I saw that, and that kind of raised some questions with me about how the census tract is done, and can the census people be made aware of this question? Okay. Oh,
I think they're consulting.
But yes, we do trust the census, and then we trust the American Community Survey, which they also pulled their data from the census. But you do bring up a good point. It's like, what do they consider as a household? If the regional average is 4 of 100 households, you know, with the Air Force Academy, it's not your stereotypical household. So that is a great observation. Thank you.
So Lisa, since it's military, would that be skewed somewhat to what the rest of the population is?
I think with Colorado Springs, we are in a unique population, or unique because of our population, but I think it is slightly skewed because of how the military does live, instead of, you know, 4 per household versus like the barracks or etc.
and also with regards to that, Ed, I'm curious if the census does not take into account the enlisted families, which this would probably fall under, like the E1, 2, and 3s. I'll go back and check their salary, but they do receive funding for food, and they also receive funding for housing as well. That may not, and this is what PPACG staff said, that may not be accounted for in the census data itself. So this may be something where we can actually provide recommendations back to the census, providing a more accurate results next time they conduct a census. Okay, out.
I'll leave that up to you, Lisa.
Yeah, I may just not know the answer, but Danelle or the GIS team who does pull the data may have much better answers for your questions. So I can report back next month.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you would.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And at this time, do you just need a motion to pass this to the board?
Yes, so recommendation to the board of the adoption for the Title VI and the LEP plan.
Okay, and if we could get a motion to pass this to the board for their.
Welling Clark, El Paso County, since I raised the issue, I will make the motion to advance this to the board.
Second.
Gary Sugar at large, second.
Okay, we've had a motion and a second. Any additional questions, comments?
Yeah. Gary Sugar, looking at the map also, it looks like it's the same issue with the Fort Karsten area on the southern part. So that's just another thing to look at.
Yeah, could get back next month.
Yep, I can get back next month.
Okay, we've
Thank
had a motion and a second, so all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? And there are none, so that's passed through. Information items, are you doing that, Josh?
Now I am Danelle,
Okay.
yes. So good afternoon, CAC. I'll be presenting an update of the Unified Planning Working Program, or what we like to call the UPWP. The UPWP is a federally required 2-year document that outlines how PPACG will spend its transportation planning funds received from FHWA and FTA. And it also includes our other transportation planning efforts that are happening throughout the Pikes Peak region. This year's staff is completing its mid-year update. So primarily changes are updates to the fiscal year 2027 funding numbers. In addition, staff streamlined several working elements. Previously, there were separate work elements for regional planning, safety, and mobility. But staff found that many of those activities overlap. To simplify tracking and reporting, these work elements were consolidated. You'll see this in the program, so I'll just explain that a little better. So for my code, my primary job responsibility is the Transportation Improvement Program. So my code is 612. So that's what I would code my time to, and the funding from our grant that gets pulled for that. And Lisa has a different work element, and along with our GIS team. So depending on what we're working on, we'll bill the time to that specific 3-digit code. Also, staff added a new complete streets work element. This was done to better track compliance with the federal complete streets requirements under the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. PPACG is required to spend approximately 2.5% of its FHWA planning funds. So that's about $25,000 annually on complete streets related planning efforts. So a little context for our members that are new to the committee. Complete Streets is a planning approach that supports transportation systems that are safe and reliable for all users, including people driving, walking, biking, or using transit. Recent efforts included in the region, we completed a Complete Streets toolkit that was completed in 2025, and current work on enhancements to the regional mobility guide. Staff also asked local jurisdictions to review section 5 of the document. This was asked at our TAC to identify any updates needed for regionally significant transportation related planning efforts, just so we can capture those correctly in the document. So this item here today is for information only. Staff anticipates bringing the item back next month. We'll be seeking the recommendation to release recommendation to the board of directors for them to release the document for its 30-day public comment period. And then we're looking to bring this document back to the CAC for adoption in August. With that, I will answer it up or
I do have a question. Does that cover all of council of government area, or is this just Metro Springs, or?
I think so. Yeah, just the MPO.
Just the MPO.
Okay. Anyone else? Please.
Well, in Clark, El Paso County, I just want to give a shout out to PPACG. The sentence in there says the draft document contains yellow highlights for the areas of significant changes to aid ease of review is most appreciated. I think that's a great practice and I hope you keep it up.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone online? Seeing any? Josh, that was too easy. Okay, thank you. Well, we're flying through things today after my initial mess ups. Any members with any announcements? Please roll it.
Just want everybody to know the 4th of July, the World War II Aviation Museum at the northwest section of the airport will be hosting a special that day. We'll have some World War II aircraft flying and a lot of demos or demonstrations, not demos, excuse me, are going on. Also, there will be a Pikes Peak Regional Air Show the 19th and 20th of September. And we will not have the Blue Angels this year, but we do have a lot of commemorative aircraft coming in from other parts of the nation. Over.
Thank you. It's you. Go ahead, please.
Note that the city of Colorado Springs is celebrating Bike to Work Day on June 24th, which is the day of our next meeting. Anybody who wants to bike here, assuming the weather is better than this,
start a week ahead of time.
would be a challenge.
But I wouldn't mind it. Lisa, if you don't mind, could you get that on our emails that go out?
Yeah, yep. I can get
because that kind of goes along with Drive Smart and everything else.
Yes,
That'd
yep.
be a good one to get.
And then also for a plug for Bike to Work Day, it is centered around the morning. So if you bike to work in the morning, there's breakfast stations. However, I'm pretty sure Cerberus is also doing a event after work, which is right across the street. So if you mention you bike to work or you bike to here, I consider it. I'm on the steering committee, so you get that pass, you can get a discounted beer. So just I will double check and I'll send it out in the email if they are doing alcohol, but not PPACG promoted, just Lisa promoted, I guess.
Well, my concern, welling on a bike with beer.
After waited the correct amount of time to not be inebriated to bike home. Yes.
Okay, thank you. One other comment. Tyler Peoples, our vice chair, has to be excused today. He's preparing the meal for tomorrow at the rescue mission. It's a World Hunger Day. The whole community's invited. It's not just for the homeless, but it's for awareness of hunger throughout the country. So if you have time tomorrow between 10 and 1, he's serving lunch. And I'd love to have you there. I think I forgot to ask earlier, but he needed to be excused. Yes, Welling.
In Clark, El Paso County, word to everybody, tomorrow is Air Force graduation. They expect the Thunderbirds to start flying probably around 11:30 to a little bit after noon. It depends how fast it goes through. And also with the vice president coming out, I expect I-25 traffic to be mucked up is a polite term. Okay. And looky-loos stopping everywhere and watching it. So I would say from 9 o'clock to about 12:30 or 1 o'clock, travel northbound, southbound I-25 can be less than congenial.
If even possible. Okay, anyone else? Oh, there's a hand up. Like, I was trying to see. Oh, Roland. Roland Rainey, you can speak.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's the City Councilman Roland Rainey. Just two quick comments. Comment number one is I'm currently interviewing here at City Hall for one of the PPACG CAC positions. There's another position where we just announced yesterday that individual will be reappointed. There are other vacancies that we initiate, of course, the interview process. So I will begin that process here in the next day or so. And then we will re-advertise for another vacancy that we are tracking. So just wanted to give you a heads up that we are working hard and vigorously to get those vacancies filled for you, and of course get those nominations handed over to you for a final decision. And last but not least, because Welling brought up the vice president being here tomorrow for the Air Force Academy, pretty excited to announce that tomorrow, I believe it's between 10:30 and 11:30, I will be spending time with the second lady. So I will be with Vice President Vance's wife for an event. It's a very small group. So pretty excited to be hosting her here in the city of Colorado Springs. So just wanted to make you aware of that.
That's great. Thank you, Roland. Okay, anyone else? We're having a fast meeting today, so if there's nothing else, we will be adjourned. And I want to thank the two new members for being here. And normally it doesn't go this fast, so enjoy it.
Thank you,
Okay. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you.
Yes. They get tongue tied at the start.